Every morning before sunrise, Ravi wiped the dust off his old second-hand car. It wasn't his car. It belonged to the man he drove for, Mr. Kapoor. But Ravi treated it like it was. He took pride in every shine of its mirror, every drop of perfume he sprayed before his boss stepped inside. That car wasn't just his job, it was his classroom. As the city slowly woke up, Ravi watched the world move faster than him. People in suits walked confidently, holding laptops and coffee cups. He often wondered how it felt to have your name written on an office door, not just on a driver's license. Every time he dropped his boss off at a tall glass building, he would stare at the lobby for a second longer, imagining himself walking through those doors, not stopping at the gate. But dreams were expensive, and his salary wasn't. His rented room had cracked walls, a flickering bulb, and a fan that stopped working when the summer got too hot. Still, Ravi would sit by the window each night, staring at the city lights and whispering, "Someday." He didn't know how or when, but he wanted to be more. Not richer, just more. One morning as he drove Mr. Kapoor through heavy traffic, he overheard him talking on the phone. Mr. Kapoor said, "The key to success isn't money, it's mindset." That single line hit Ravi harder than any speeding car ever could. All day, the words echoed in his mind. Mindset, not money. That evening, when he returned home, he wrote those words on a torn piece of paper and taped it to the wall. Every night before sleeping, he stared at it. And every morning before leaving for work, he read it again. You see, sometimes it's not education or luck or wealth that changes a man. It's a single sentence that finds him at the right time. From that day, Ravi started paying attention. Every conversation in that car became a lesson. Every complaint, every phone call, every decision his boss made. Ravi listened carefully. The car became his business school on wheels. He learned how rich people thought, how they solved problems, how they valued time. He noticed that success had patterns, and failure had habits. One night, when he dropped Mr. Kapoor home, he saw a car broken down by the road. The driver looked frustrated. Ravi stopped, offered help, and somehow fixed the issue using nothing but his hands and instinct. The man was amazed and said, "You're not just a driver, you're an engineer." Ravi smiled, but inside something changed. For the first time, he saw himself differently. He wasn't just a driver. He was someone who could solve problems, someone who could create value. That night, he couldn't sleep. He realized that maybe his path wasn't inside an office. Maybe it was around the cars he already knew so well. Lesson 1. Sometimes life doesn't give you a clear road. It gives you a steering wheel and waits to see if you'll learn to drive your own way. The next day, he began spending his free hours at small repair shops. He offered to help, not for money, but for knowledge. He watched, learned, and listened. He asked questions no one expected from a driver. Why does this part fail? How do you fix this without replacing it? What do customers complain about most? Slowly, he became known as the driver who understood engines better than some mechanics. Months turned into a year. Ravi had saved a little money, enough to buy basic tools. And one evening, as the sun set behind the crowded city skyline, he took the biggest risk of his life. He opened a small roadside stall called Drive On Motors. The name meant something to him. It was his promise to keep moving forward no matter how hard life got. People laughed at him. "Ravi, you're a driver. What do you know about business? You'll be back driving cars in a month." But Ravi didn't argue. He just smiled, because he knew something they didn't. Success never argues, it just shows results. Lesson 2. Don't announce your dreams. Build them silently until the world asks how you did it. At first, no one came. Days passed with empty roads and empty pockets. But Ravi didn't stop. He cleaned his stall every morning, even when there was no customer to impress. Then one day, an old man pulled over with a broken scooter. Ravi fixed it for free. The man was shocked and said, "Son, no one does this anymore." Ravi smiled and said, "Maybe that's why I will succeed." That man told his friends, and within a week, Ravi had his first line of customers, not because of advertising, but because of honesty. Word of mouth is the best marketing in the world, and Robbie's name started spreading. Within a few months, his tiny stall became a proper garage. He hired two young boys who had dropped out of school, just like he once had. He taught them everything he knew, and every night after they left, he stayed late, dreaming about the future. Lesson 3. When you rise, lift others with you. Because true success isn't about being on top alone. It's about how many you bring along. Robbie had taken his first steps on a road he never imagined he could walk. But little did he know, the real journey hadn't even started yet. His next challenge would test his patience, his values, and his belief in himself. And that's where his story truly begins. If this story inspired you, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the Priceless Millionaire, and stay tuned for part 2, The Fall and the Fire Within.